Federal Parliament was today dominated once again by the controversy surrounding the Energy Minister Angus Taylor and his office's use of doctored documents. In a moment, we'll hear from Chief Political Correspondent Tingle, but first let's look back at how this saga unfolded after the Sydney City Council passed a motion declaring a climate emergency. Sydney's Lord Mayor, Clover Moore, wrote to the Environment Minister, Susan Lee, informing her of the Council's declaration. It was Angus Taylor who wrote back, suggesting the Council could reduce its emissions by limiting unnecessary air travel. He claimed the Council's own annual report showed it spent an extraordinary $1.7 million on international travel and $14.2 million on domestic travel. His office gave the letter to the Daily Telegraph before Clover Moore had read it. They then sent this extract to the Telegraph, which doesn't match the real annual report. $4,000 for flights interstate somehow became $14.20, which became $14.2 million. Taylor's office insists it downloaded a different version of the report from the Council's website on September 9th. But so far it's refused to release that document, just the few pages released to the Telegraph. Yesterday, New South Wales Police confirmed an investigation into the origin of the doctored documents. After phoning the New South Wales Police Commissioner, the Prime Minister Scott Morrison said there was no need for the Minister to step aside while the matter was under investigation. And Laura Tingle's with me now from Canberra. Laura, the opposition really changed its target today from Angus Taylor himself to the Prime Minister over that phone call to the New South Wales Police Chief. What's Labor's line of attack here?
Well, essentially they're saying that that call should never have been made, Lee, that it was completely inappropriate and as politicians do, there was a little bit of overreach in the back corridors with people in the Labor Party saying it was so bad that it might be something that would have to be referred to the Police Integrity Commission and so forth, but essentially saying that it's not appropriate for the Prime Minister to have made this phone call, and there's reason to think that that's the case.
The PM was probably delighted to see his predecessor Malcolm Turnbull weigh in on the issue. What did he have to say?
Yes, Malcolm Turnbull was being very helpful. He made the observation that it wasn't a very good idea of Scott Morrison's to ring the New South Wales Police Commissioner for that very reason, that it looks bad. So that gave the opposition more ammunition. Now, the issue has continued to go on through the afternoon, and going back to that point about overreach and not pushing an issue too far, Scott Morrison, in his own defence, likened the circumstances surrounding Angus Taylor to previous police investigations where he names Julia Gillard and also Bill Shorten as being subject to investigations. Unfortunately for the Prime Minister, he quoted a Victorian police officer appearing to confirm that Julia Gillard was under investigations. He's had to table a letter in the Parliament this evening because, in fact, it wasn't a Victorian policeman who said this, but radio journalist Ben Fordham. Now, Labor has attacked him for doing that via letter, but the Prime Minister is actually at a family function and had a pair for the night, which meant that he had approval to not be in the Parliament.
Laura Tingle, thank you.
Thanks, Lee.
Hi, I'm Lee Sales. Thanks for watching this story. If you'd like to watch more of 7:30's stories, they are on the left of your screen. And tap on the button below to subscribe and get the latest from ABC News.